We try to keep our Candace Owens problem a problem that's far, far away from us. We take very long hiatuses and talk about it because she's a bit much. And that's a nice way of putting it. There used to be a running gag about me wanting to give her a hug and ask who hurt her. Now I don't care because I just don't want to hear it. But in the past couple of weeks where we've had, 27 days of government shutdown and the president knocking down pieces of the White House and, of course, whatever's going on between Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau, we need a bit of a palate cleanser of the news. This is something that happened a little while back, and while I am sort of glad I missed it, now that it's here, I can't get my eyes off it. I just can't step away, and so I'm being pulled in again by the Candace Owens factors. So, during a recent broadcast of hers, Ms. Candace Owens, she asserted that Musk, Altman, and Thiel were hybrids rather than humans. She pointed specifically to their eyes, claiming that she wasn't sure if they actually bled, and she says she felt a demonic presence in them. Yeah, we're going there today because everything else is terrible. But let's talk about Owens, who also is kind of terrible. She's framing her remarks as a broader critique of technology, AI, transhumanism, and what she describes as godless forces using science to transform society, which we all should actually be looking out for because there really is maybe something along these lines. But these three men serve as proxies in her narrative for a perceived threat from tech elites and New Age ideology. So, her claims have triggered immediate backlash. Many have dismissed her statements as conspiracy theory territory, which she goes in all the time, and are raising concerns about her mental state or her public credence. Conservative commentators and some erstwhile allies have called for cautionary times around her because they express a bit of unease in what's happening. The claim may be fringe, and it's definitely cringe. It resonates at several levels. It underscores the rising suspicion of tech elites. It shapes discourse around AI and humanities and its identity itself, and it influences how public figures talk about power, technology, and legitimacy. The wide reach of Owens means such claims can amplify into a broader online cultural conversation and hit political waves, even if it sounds extremely nuts. There's a question that really brings this out. So, as we know about Candace Owens saying that the French president is married to a man who used to be her brother or something, and they have sued her here in the United States, is there any evidence to follow up her claims? How will the individuals actually respond, that's Elon Musk, Sam Altman, and Peter Thiel, respond to all this when they say something publicly? Nothing so far has been said. They may be working on their alien ally. I don't know. And whatever. The platforms and media fact checkers and moderators, will they actually step into the game and say whether these people actually do bleed, are human and not alien hybrids? This is a big sort of freaking deal. It is. It actually is a big deal. So off script for a second, let's go into what we're having here. People like Sam Altman, Peter Thiel, and Elon Musk have these higher level thoughts that they don't shy away from in public appearances and in blog posts and in, oddly enough, podcasts or interviews where they say things that make them sound like weirdos who want the world to bow to their will or something like that. We know that Musk is really big on the whole repopulating the world in his image and having lots and lots of kids because there's not enough white, smart babies to go along. Peter Thiel and Sam Altman are talking about the Antichrist all of a sudden and how the world will be made, reshaped on some image at some point. And these are all people who are looking to, although Musk says he's trying to back away and make it safe, having technology and AI really run all of our lives or all the lives of the elites who will be surviving after the coming apocalypse or whatever. Yeah, that sounds crazy because all three of these guys say things that sound pretty crazy, except we look into them for your technology, your driverless cars, your Uber Eats, your Chat GPTs. You kind of want that stuff, even if it means you're selling your soul to the devil, maybe literally. Candace Owens, who may have sold her soul to the devil well back in the day, is trying to shed some light on these things. Calling these men hybrid humanoids may be a bit much, even for her, but it does speak to a point. These are people who are talking about the next stage of humanity, next stage of reality, next stage that we will live in. And unfortunately for guys like me, I probably won't be there. But these rich guys and whoever they bring into their cabals into their silos and into their castles inside for protection will be able to rule the land in whatever was going on. Maybe alongside the next president of the United States, Donald Trump, 47 beyond. Who knows? Yes, it sounds crazy. Yes, I feel crazy. Yes, I'm about nuts with all their just bad, stupid, terrible news that's going on these days. And so if I have to use Candace Owens as a way to refresh things, well, F it, we're doing that today. It's just happening. So Candace Owens, who is ironically extremely sincere in some of the stuff. She's not even all this sincere in the Bridget McCrone stuff. That stuff sounds like she's just popping off. This stuff, she seems like she's actually literally scared about. We may have to see Candace Owens and wonder if she's going to be disappeared sometime or not. Maybe I'll be disappeared for bringing this up, because 3 powerful men who have no idea who I am on the internet can shut me down without any issue. And Candace Owens is someone who has a little bit of sway and a little bit of power, and people who actually believe her or keep listening to her, if you want to say it that way. So, as we said earlier, we do what we can to not talk about Candace. We never talk about Candace. No, no, no. We don't talk about Candace. We don't. But when we do, we make sure it's a good one. We brought up Bridget McCrone being her brother and marrying the guy as a teenager and seducing and whatever, because it's just so gosh darn dumb, to the fact that she's now being sued for it. This one right here, it should fall in that category. But these 3 guys in particular, and many folks in the elite, they are weird. I mean, these are the guys Tim Walz was talking about with being weird. And what they want, what they believe they can get, and what they have the ability to make happen is actually scary. It's all the dystopia, sci-fi, Armageddon type stuff. They could actually do it and live it. And I'm sure they all have secret bunkers. Maybe not so secret bunkers that they can survive in until whatever passes. So until it passes, until it happens, we know we have a rapture every year that doesn't happen. This one, not quite there. But until these alien reptile people show themselves and say, hey guys, we're here, we're taking over, we have this to thank for us. Or the government. Maybe they're in league with our president and he's just remodeling the house for our alien friends so they can have a nice pod space to spend their time controlling our leaders. I can do this all day. You want a conspiracy theory? I got your conspiracy theory. You want tinfoil hat? Trust me, we got rolls and rolls of tinfoil down in the kitchen. We can cook this stuff for days. We can do this. Just not with Candace Owens.